Mr. Madden's Math Minutes.
Sit back, relax, and get ready to learn. You give me 10 minutes or less, I'll give you a math lesson.
That's my dad.
Welcome to the video on perpendicular lines. Now if you look on the left-hand side, you'll see these two lines that are crossing, or we could say intersecting, which means they meet and cross at one point, or maybe more than one point. As you can see here, these lines intersect right here. Now if you look to the right-hand side, you may have created something shown up here where you took a circle, you folded it in half once, and then you folded it in half again, and that formed this corner right here. Well, that corner would line up with these two intersecting, or a right angle, which means you could say a square corner, or I could draw a square like that, or a right angle, which means these two rays intersect two lines that are intersecting at this point, and in this case they are creating a right angle here, a right angle here, a right angle here, and a right angle here, or four right angles. And in this case, they are creating a right angle here, a right angle here, a right angle here, and a right angle here, or four right angles. If you look to the diagram on the right, we have two line segments that are intersecting right here. Here's a bird's eye view of a basketball court. Do you see any lines or line segments that appear to be perpendicular? Well, you're correct if you found that angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, that angle, that angle. Where else do you see perpendicular lines? You could also look in the area known as the paint, where the free throw line is, and you'll find right angles in these corners as well. If you see any more, good for you. How about here? Do you see angles that appear, or seem to be, without maybe measuring, right angles or intersecting lines? Well, if I try to draw a square angle there, it should look like a square. If I turn the paper a bit, the screen a little bit, or my head a little bit, it doesn't really look like perpendicular lines there. Maybe at the bottom of the fence, where you have this type of an angle there, I can see perpendicular sides. And possibly in the background, where the house is, where you have this side of the house here, and this part of the side of the house here, that seems to be forming a right angle, or perpendicular lines. Fence, where you have this type of an angle there, I can see perpendicular sides. And possibly in the background, where the house is, where you have this side of the house here, and this part of the side of the house here, that seems to be forming a right angle, or perpendicular lines. Now looking at this polygon, it is tilted, so it may be hard to tell if it has right angles, perpendicular lines, or not. So let's rotate it. And now we can clearly see that it's a rectangle. And we also now look at the corners, or the angles, and we can see, or use our template to show that this has 4 sets of perpendicular sides. Now, one way that we can write that we have perpendicular sides is down below. We can say that line segment ZF, which is right here if I trace it, is perpendicular to line segment FW, which is right here. And of course here is where we prove that they are perpendicular, because they do form a right angle or a square corner, or an angle that measures 90 degrees. All right, thanks for watching. Want to watch it again? Be my guest. This is Mr. Madden saying thanks for watching. I hope it helped.